Hey, this is Max here, and in this video you will learn how you can segment your email list so that you can send more relevant emails. So let's just dive right in. So I think that one of the biggest mistakes marketers are making right now is that they're treating everyone on their email list the same. People have different struggles, needs, and goals. So by segmenting your email list, you can figure out about which topics someone wants to receive emails about, and then you can hyper personalize the content of each email by personalizing just a few sentences. Really cool stuff. So what I want to do first is I want to explain what segmentation is, and then I want to show you 3 different methods that you can use to segment your email list. So what is segmentation? So segmentation is basically identifying people, their struggles, needs, and goals, and then to put them together into groups so that you can send them more relevant emails. So you also see this in this little illustration over here. So this is how most people are treating their email list right now. And I think we should go to the next step. We should identify people, their struggles, needs, and goals, and then to put them together into groups so that we can send them more relevant emails. So let me show you some examples of segmentation groups that you might want to use as inspiration. So here, for example, a photography course creator or instructor might want to ask what kind of camera brand someone is using. So imagine then I would say, hey, I'm using a Sony camera, and then I suddenly get emails about how to get more out of my Sony cameras. This is more relevant, so it's more likely that I'm engaged. Now, another question that I maybe want to ask is, what is your main obstacle with ... So in this case, with photography. Maybe someone is struggling with choosing the right gear, or to get the lighting right, or to get more out of their camera, or to edit their photos. So then if I would know that, okay, this person is struggling to get the lighting right, is using a Sony camera, and then I could suddenly combine those two inside my emails to make them really hyper personalized and super relevant. So then when that person is opening that email, will be like, hey, this is for me, super cool. That Max is sending relevant emails. Now, what might be also interesting is to ask if photography is their hobby or their business. Because if someone says like, hey, it's my business, then you maybe also want to send some emails about how to get more photography clients, something like that, right? Just things to make it more relevant for that person. Now, this is what I'm using, for example. So I ask people what describes them best. So for example, I sell digital products, I sell physical products, or I offer services. And then if someone would say, for example, I sell digital products, then in the next one, I ask, cool, what kind of digital products do you sell? Now, if someone then says online courses, then I know, okay, hey, this person is selling online courses. And then I would send emails about, for example, how to sell more online courses through marketing automation. So it's just much more relevant. And then we can go to the next step. So I could, for example, also ask, okay, cool, which email service provider are you currently using? If then someone would say ActiveCampaign, then I can send emails, for example, about how to sell more online courses with ActiveCampaign, something like that. Or struggle, what is your main obstacle right now? My marketing isn't automated, I'm overwhelmed with marketing automation, I struggle to build an automated sales process, I struggle to improve my current automated sales process, or I don't know how to track the effectiveness of my marketing. So if someone then says like, hey, I'm overwhelmed with marketing automation, I'm using ActiveCampaign, and I sell online courses, then I can send emails about all these topics, and then also those emails I could personalize based on, for example, what someone is selling, just to make it really super relevant. Now then what I want to do is I want to show you 3 different methods that you could use to segment your email list. So the first one is to add drop downs to your forms. So it obviously depends a bit on what kind of tools you are using for your forms, but most tools allow you to use drop downs like this. So what I, for example, do is I add a little drop down that says what describes you best. And then I would ask my first question for my segmentation group that I just showed you. So in this case, I would, for example, say here, I sell digital products. Now type your first name. My name is Tim, for example, timdo@maxvancollenburg.com. And then when I click this, then my first name obviously will be stored, email address, but also what that person is selling. And then after I submit this, we go over to method number 2, and it is a survey welcome page. So this is the survey welcome page. And it basically says here, your checklist will be there in about 5 minutes. Let's make it personal. In just a few minutes, you will receive your checklist. But before my automations get to work, I want to make sure I'm sending you exactly what you need. So go ahead and answer some quick questions. And then over here, you see that I have a little survey. And this survey I created with RightMessage. It's a really cool tool. I'll also put a link for that in the description below so you can check it out if you want to. But with RightMessage, you can ask questions. And whenever I answer a question, the answer immediately gets synced to my email service provider. So for example, I just answered that I sell digital products. So it's not going to ask for that again. It just continues with the next question, which is what kind of digital products do you offer? So you see, if I go over to Tim's profile that should just have been created, that it right now says here product type main is digital products. So now I know, hey, okay, Tim is selling digital products. But then as soon as Tim here clicks online courses and does not do anything else, imagine leaves the website, then if I go over to the contacts profile, then it already says here in ActiveCampaign, boom, the product type main digital products, product type specific is online courses. Super cool, right? I think this is really, truly amazing. So here, if I click here, my marketing isn't automated, I refresh the page, then right now you will see that it says current struggle is my marketing isn't automated. Now, which here, bam, read what I'm all about. And then I just answered my questions. I refresh this page again. And then you see that all these things are populated now and I can use those inside my marketing. So I can send emails about these topics, but I can also personalize what is inside those emails. It's really cool stuff. And then the third method is great for your existing email subscribers, and it is with email links. So it is basically a simple email, and inside that email we ask a question and then we ask them to click one of the links below that describes them best. So in this email I say, hey, I hope the checklist was helpful to you. Over the next few weeks I will try to send you some super duper helpful emails, but I only want to send you stuff that's relevant to you. So please tell me a little bit about yourself so that I can personalize your experience. Click one of the links below that describes you best. And then people can click, I sell online courses, I sell memberships, I sell software solution, I sell other digital products. And then as soon as they click one of these links, they go over to this page. I call this a trigger page. And on this page we say here, thanks for letting me know. This will help me to make my emails more relevant. And this page I'm just using for everything. And then I just add this little query string over here. So you see here question mark product is online courses. Because then inside my automation, I can check which link people clicked. So this also depends a bit on your email service provider, but in ActiveCampaign, you can do it like this. So after I send the email, I can just say like, hey, wait until the contact has clicked any link in this email for up to 7 days. And then I have if else's, and then I can basically check, does the contact match the following conditions, has clicked a link, and then my website /trigger/thanks/product is online courses, or here, for example, /product is memberships. And then if yes, then I say here, okay, update a contact custom field specific product to online courses, or in this case to membership site, or here to software as a service or other digital product. So these are 3 different ways that you can use to segment your email list. So you can either add a drop down to forms right before people opt in. Then we have the survey welcome page that is made with RightMessage so that we can segment people right after they opt in. And then you can use these email links inside emails for existing subscribers. So you can either use one method or you can use them all 3 together, whatever works best for you. So yeah, I hope this will help you to segment your email list and to send more relevant emails out into the world. Like, there's already enough crappy email marketing going on. And if you have any questions about what I just showed you, just let me know in the comments below.